is a jig hook. It's a size 16, though I would say it's more like a size 12 than a 16. This hook's made by Fully Mill. Just basically a jig force barbless. And bought these the other day there for tying some nymphs, just basic nymphs for the river. Normal would be obviously tungsten bead, so you can bounce them off the bottom. But many years ago, I mean 20 years ago, I used to bend the eye of certain hooks to get them in line with the shank, so that I could use a rapalin on it for a big sort of biggish sedge type pattern, so that I could pull them along the surface and get a lot of left and right movement. As well as I used it in certain other flies, mainly in the lochs I would do this, but it did work in the river, and it's certainly worth tying. And so when I obviously tie my these, I always think of that. So I'm going to show you like a muddler. I mean, here's just the Soldier Palmer muddler. It's tied, hooks upside down. Now, it will curve. You've got to put a leg in it to cause that to happen. There's a one with the hopper legs. You can tie many flies. You can even tie standard sort of emerger type sort of olives or whatever you like. I mean, thinking out the box and fly tying, you'd get bored if you didn't. I like to mess around. Now you can try this, see what you think. I know it works, so, but you can have a bit of fun. I'll show you. It's simple. The hook, as I say, is a size 16, but as I say, it's quite a big 16 for me. Jig style hook. The thread I'm going to be using is this 8O in red. It's a uni. I'm just going to start at the eye and come round, just as you would do normally. Just got that, and then just, as I say, work your way down. And with the rib, there's a gold tinsel. You could use a wire, you could use an oval. It's up to yourself. The Soldier Palmer is a great muddler pattern, as well as a traditional Scottish wet fly is. I mean, it's a good pattern all round. I've caught many a fish over the years on it. You just cast the tinsel on. At this point, I'm just going to make sure it's tied down. And back up. Some red seal's fur. Just basically form a shape. Just twist it tight. Now, the original flies I used to just use wool, but the seal's fur works extremely well. Just take away the excess. Just at the point before it goes in that wee curve, that bend. Now I'm going to use this is just an Indian cock neck. It's just complete rubbish usually, but ideal for rough flies like this. The fibre length is all over the place. So I'm just going to grab one of the small hackles. But to get the old style, you've got to use the old style capes, or the capes they originally used, tied with. Just chickens, hen, cock. Now I'm just going to use my hackle pliers and then wind this down. Being a muddler, you can exaggerate the legs a wee bit, especially if I'm going to cut away some of it. Just work my way down to the tinsel. Get to the tinsel itself, come across it, leave the hackle pliers on the top, rub your fly, move your hackle pliers, and then any fibres going forward, just draw them back and bring up your last half turn of the tinsel there. Draw away, we can break away that. And that's plenty. I'm just going to tidy this area up. What I'm going to do here as well, I'm just going to lift out some of the seals for using the Velcro. I'm going to put some legs on. These are pre-knotted legs, pheasant tail legs. Just a cock pheasant tail. Now, looking 3 either side. So I'm just going to basically put them on the side of the hook. Just to the back. Nice if you can get them to sit right. You can put them on together at the same time, it's up to yourself. I like to roll them with my fingers to get the shape, the way I want them to sit. Just move them around till you're happy. Obviously want them the same length either side. There we go. I can trim away the waste. Get them to sit right. You can see how, like a print on the surface, that's what you want when it's sitting like that. And now we're ready for the muddler head. I'm just using, this is roe deer, this is from the belly, so it's a slightly lighter colour. Original on the back is a bit darker, so but for the soldier palmer I like the lighter colour. Not too much. I'm going to form a collar and a hackle of the deer hair points just here. Going to offer that there, and then come round with a couple of loose turns and allow the loose turns to roll, encourage the fibres round the shank. 2 or 3 turns in, drop back, bring your thread to the front, and then we want some more deer hair, but we want the hollow fibre at the bottom, not the tips this time, so I'm going to come in here and do the same, just offer it, obviously a wee bit shorter, and then come round, a couple of loose turns, and then just allow the thread turns to twist the fibres through, and then bring it through nice and straight. Get to the eye, make sure you can pull this back nice and tight, just take your time at this point, come in with really tight turns. Don't let your bobbin go, just always keep it nice and tight. And then we can come in here, fit finish. Tighten the knot up and trim away the thread. Now I'm going to use a pair of curved scissors to trim the muddler. Just all the way. Just bring the fibres out first, so you can catch them. I know there's going to be a lot of people saying, so Davey's been drinking too much, but this does work, because I mean, just having the standard shank and twisting the eye, the only issue I had with heating it and bending it, sometimes it broke because of that. But these are already tempered, so there's less chance of that happening. But you'd be amazed how well these fish. If you just work them along the side with a tapered leader, a tippet on it to suit, and great fun for the rainbow trout and for the brownies, obviously. As you can see, I'm just rotating the vise as a trim, using the curve of the scissors to get the shape all the way around. Just watch your legs, it's very easy to cut the upper legs off, so just be careful. Get a nice shape. Just bringing out these cut ends here so I can catch them with the scissors. Don't want to get in there and pull out, as I say, the legs. So now to get it to sit flat, I mean, you can keep the fly as the way it is. I would obviously try it first like this. Keep them in your box whole. It's always good to sort of see if they work first like this, and if you feel they're, you know what, you want the fly to sit a wee bit better on the surface, you can trim underneath. And it's obviously just come under and then trim through, and you've got a nice better presentation, or a flatter presentation. You need the long fibres to keep the hook flat, or to lift to sit right, because it's against the bend of the hook. It does work as long as you keep it ginked up, dry, false casting, just working it along the sides, as I say. You'll not go far wrong. And as I say, trying different, don't always think of the obvious. I mean, these hooks are designed for nymphs. To me they're light enough easily for a muddler. It's got a nice style, it's got a nice point on it. There we go. And basically it would sit like this on the surface, sit sort of flat. I'm going to show you it. So it would be sitting like this on the water. And you can use a standard knot or a Rapala knot. I'll show you the Rapala knot when it's on the hook. Now here's my finished fly, and I've obviously attached it to the nylon using the Rapala knot. Now as you can see, I mean, you don't have to do much moving here to get the fly to sort of move in all different ways. You've got a lot of movement in the fly, and if you want to put some action, extra action into it, then you'll get this with this pattern. I mean, obviously the Rapala knot's very good for weighted nymphs, flies below the surface, but if you need to fish a fly on the surface, the only movement you're going to get is a right and a left movement. So, and this is what I came up with 20 years ago when I started sort of bending hooks to use this Rapala knot, and as I say, the jig hook just suits it perfectly. It's certainly worth a go. Give it a try in many different styles. Mayflies, if you're fishing say in a river, you cast this upstream, the fly will naturally twist and turn with the current as it comes towards you or comes towards the rising fish, and to me that's a better fly. It presents more natural like. And the same in the fish in the loch. If you cast this to a rising fish, that will naturally twist and turn with the current or with the wind. So I hope you enjoy it. Give it a go.